I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but the Zionists are running wild with this stuff right now. Are they out to just destroy YouTube, or am I the only guy having problems with YouTube in the whole world right now? Because I'm here to tell you, I'm actually having problems with it.
Well, there's people
And
here.
when I don't even know when the last time it is. It took me 1 hour to get logged on. Okay, and I don't even know if this is going to actually work.
They said they hear you.
No, me too. Anyways,
you guys are troopers.
now I just want to go home and close off the thing, go to bed. That's how frustrating it is. And then no one's going to watch now. Now the analytics are all jacked up, so now everyone loses interest, and now it's just a waste. But it's just you guys now. Now you get different notifications now. YouTube isn't just going to keep sending out notifications. So whatever. I'm not even going to talk about it. You guys talk to Stacy. I'm done. There's your show.
Now, what are you doing?
Just get on with it. Talk to him about something, man. I can't do it. I've been driving all day, and I had it all set up to come here, and I had just enough time to do everything, and then everything got me all frustrated. I gotta just,
a lot of people are here.
Regroup for a second. No, it's not. It's gonna be 50 people or 200 people or something. Everything's jacked up now.
Yeah, Doug needs a Yep. Okay, well, how's everyone going? We're getting ready to have some snow, I think, on Wednesday. They said first it started like 3 inches, then it went to 5 inches, 8 inches, and I just heard we're getting 10 inches. So that should be exciting. There's Nicole. Hey, there's Nicole. Okay, yeah, because I didn't get a notification on my phone. Everybody do a thumbs up so I can find it. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Well, there's thumbs up. But you got to do a thumbs up on the phone so that they send it to more people. Okay, cool. So everything's working now. That was crazy. All right. All right, you guys. Well, he wants to talk about something else, but we can talk about something that I can talk about if you want to hear it. We can talk some other things. So I know a lot of people are having issues, we got the chemtrails and we have a lot of stuff going on. So we can talk a little bit about, until Doug regroups, about some things that you could maybe just do. I'll give you some research. Remember, this is all informational purposes. I want you guys to do your research on some of the stuff. But what it is if we have the knowledge, because a lot of this we're being suppressed on the internet. And when you go to Google something, they're going to give you what they want you to know. So I'm going to give you maybe a few topics that you could go look at. Just get a notebook. Everyone go get a notebook or a pencil or a pen. And then you can write down some of these things and you can do some research on some of these things just in case you might need it. Because we're being inundated by all these things flying in the sky, shooting down heavy metals all over our bodies, all over everything. So some of these things that we can maybe have in our arsenal that maybe you might need, or even things that we could do to make kind of like your own type of antibiotic if you're needed. And I just kind of want to talk about it. I'm not going to go into great detail or anything, but you guys can kind of look into it a little bit more and start keeping little notebooks, and then you can write things down, and then that way you'll have it when you need it. So we can kind of talk about that a little bit. Okay. Let's see. So NK Block says, could you do a rebounder demo on either live or the university? Maybe the university. Okay. Yeah. Eric says, get your butt back here, Doug. Yeah, just man, oregano, thyme, and rosemary. You got it. They are great. Good antibiotics. All right. Yeah, the crazy fog. Yeah, the fog in Florida was terrible. Doug is right here. He's trying to start our fire. We just got back into town, and our house and everything is freezing cold, so we're trying to get our fire started. And then we got the fire started, but we don't have it in this room. And then we had all that trouble with the internet. Okay. All right. Jessica is February. Yep. Got some good ones. All right. So what I want to talk to you really quick about right now is get a piece of paper and a pencil. And I want you to do research on this because remember, this is only informational purposes. But there are certain binders that you can do that help to clean the gut. And a lot of us are worried about these heavy metals. So certain ones can like help with arsenic, lead, cadmium. The one I'm going to talk about first is very mild and gentle, and it's on citrus peels. And it's called modified citrus pectin. I want you guys to do your research on it. The brand name is called Pectasol, 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 and it's by a company called Echo Nugenics, and it's just a binder. So you guys just do your research on that one, modified citrus pectin, and then a lot of people already know about activated charcoal. So everyone should probably have activated charcoal in your arsenal at home because it's very helpful. It binds the toxins. I know a lot of people, if people possibly maybe ate something to help get the toxins out, or even from if you get like a lot of gas and bloating, it's very helpful. But activated charcoal is something that you could keep. It's also good for like, if you get stung by a bee or a spider or something, it's poisonous and it can help suck the poisons or toxins out. So that's something else that is very helpful with activated charcoal. It's also good to help whiten the teeth. You can put it in like tooth powders if you're making homemade tooth powders. A lot of people, if you even buy them, they'll have activated charcoal. A lot of people put activated charcoal in soaps. So those are those options too. So look into some activated charcoal. Yeah, SGD says activated charcoal is also good for heartburn. Yep. Yeah, it smells like petunia. Cilantro is great for heavy metals. Yeah, cilantro is excellent if you're those people who love cilantro, but cilantro is an extra heavy metal detoxifier. It's very good. So eating it all the time is just wonderful. Okay.
All right, listen up. Calm before the storm. You guys are getting the bones. Who's back in their house in LA? Who's actually been at their house in LA after Trump left 2 weeks ago? Who's in there with the bulldozers and the bobcats? Nobody. Okay. Just saying, you guys got to be ready. Boy, it's chilly in here. You guys got to be ready for what's coming because he's throwing everything out. Like everything is getting peeled open. Social Security, DOD, everything's going to come out. We all know it's corrupt. There's no new revelations going on here. But all of a sudden, it's all fired up, right? They're going to strike back. They're going to make your life uncomfortable. I've been saying since January. Every day you're going to see stuff, and every day you've been seeing stuff. I had to take a little time off because there's so much to see.
Let me go get your coat.
No, I'm good. But seriously, I just want you guys to keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you got your preps up and don't get lazy with this stuff. Okay. It's fun. I love the winning. Trust me. I listen to Bannon and this repatriotism and all this stuff. I love it. Something's going to pop. They're not just going to roll over, y'all. You're talking about a lot of action here. So another thing, yeah, for sure, we're gonna talk about detoxing tonight, detoxing your body, getting yourself, physically fit, right? Because a lot of us, man, you guys are volunteering for taking yourself out. We want to try to reverse that. So that's kind of what we want to talk about tonight is some detox stuff. And then maybe share this video with your friends on try number 6.
Yeah, someone asked the modified citrus pectin, the brand. It's Pectisol by Echo Nugenics. Pectisol by Echo Nugenics. So we're just talking about binders to help clean, but I want you guys to do, I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you information, and then you can go read about it, do what you need to do about it, and just see if there's something that might be, interesting for you. Okay. So the modified citrus pectin, also talked a little bit about the activated charcoal. And then another one is bentonite clay. So it binds to toxins and pesticides and things like that, biofilm. I know a lot of people might even take, a little teaspoon of that in some water to help it. Let's say you have a diarrhea or you have stomach, you're throwing up and you maybe ate something bad. It can help bind with that. So that's a possibility also too, is bentonite clay. So, look into a little research on your bentonite clay.
And we get it from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Don't forget the plug, shameless plug. We get that from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Okay, you guys get a discount. Redmond makes the salt that's good for your body, and they also make the Redmond clay. We have a link for you guys that I'm going to share with you guys in the comment section. It's offgridwithdougandstacy.com/general-store.
But always do your research. Look into it before you guys decide to do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you should have it anyways because you can use it for shingles, poison ivy, a host of diaper rash, so many things.
Tooth powder, homemade tooth powder, which should be the best tooth powder you ever use. So definitely.
So you can get your salt and your bentonite clay there. Stay up on your preps with that stuff. Get off that white salt if you're not hip to it. The white salt is just sodium and it's bad for you. Your body needs all the minerals, not just the ones they stole to sell to you so they could sell the other minerals to their friends and then make you sick. So that's a classic example. Let's talk about that real quick. They take the mineral rich salt out of the ground, okay? And then these guys move them into these great big pools. And then in those pools, they have different pools that do different kind of separating. And then they take away the magnesium and all the other good minerals out of that salt, okay? And then they get it down to just the sodium, and then they bleach it, and then they ship it out to you. That's what they do. So they stole all the other minerals that are good for your body, and then they just give you the sodium. That's why you have the white table salt. And that's why your doctor doesn't want you to have it, because it's just purely sodium. And when you drink regular salt or eat regular salt, good salt, it has all the trace minerals and stuff that your body needs. And so you feel good. You're not like having health problems, and it's actually good for you. Anything, Dad?
Well, I was just reading Kelly. Wait.
So the point is they know that they're giving you the straight sodium and they don't have a problem with it. They know that bleaching the sugar is bad too, but they don't have a problem with it.
Well, the thing is just know with salt, if you do the iodized salt or just pretty much white salt, you're only getting sodium. And then the heart, and for everything to function properly, you need the right ratio of potassium and sodium together. So when you don't have that, it causes other things to happen, like you swell up, you might have high blood pressure because of that iodized or table salt. So it's just good to get a refined salt, and we really like the Redmond salt, so that's what we use.
And there's no plastics in it. It's an ancient seabed from under the ground in Utah.
And you're getting those minerals that we need because we've been depleted. See, the big thing for a lot of us is if we could keep ourselves healthy during these crazy times, it's so important, and we definitely need the minerals to help us get along. So it's very, very important. But some salts you're going to get will be, if you're getting them and they are kind of white and it hasn't been bleached, if it's done naturally by the sun, you're okay. But just, like the Morton salt and things like that, they do processing, they put anti-caking agents in it. That's why when you get an unrefined salt, just make sure it's unrefined. It will clump up, it'll have moisture in it and all that kind of stuff.
The iodine in Redmond is natural iodine, and you get it in food when you eat natural food from the vine and all that stuff. It's good for you. It's not like the iodine that they had to add to the bread because they bleached it and they gave you the nasty flour and then said, well, here, we're going to sprinkle some iodine in here for you. It's good for you.
Well, I mean, iodine is fine. You can buy something.
That's what they
iodine,
did, though.
But
they bastardized the wheat. Okay, they turned it into the GMO crop, which lost all nutritional value. Then they had to start sprinkling stuff in there for you guys. Those are facts.
Oh, and then I saw someone said our mullein tea. We just have a bunch of it. So if anyone's interested for like respiratory health, we have a lot of mullein. We just packed a bunch of it.
Y'all, this fire's feeling good over here. Mullein tea is good for your respiratory health. All of our teas are in stock right now. Please go to the link provided and stock up. Your chocolate tea is the bomb. It is. And we also have some with the mint in it. Which is it, spearmint or peppermint? Both. That's pretty good too. Man, we're getting jazzed up about the conference. We're going to have a lot of doctors at our conference. We're going to be talking about detoxing, baby birthing, animals, veterinary care, everything you guys can think of. It's
human
all going
care,
down
emergency care,
at the
animals,
Life
gardening.
Conference. Yep.
Yeah.
Off-grid living, Homesteading Life Conference coming up in May. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Get your tickets now. We're getting close to being sold out. We sell out every year. Sorry about the live show tonight. If you guys just showed up, I mean, we've had all kinds of technical difficulties. YouTube updated their app, and it's just a hot mess. I don't think they even vetted it before they released it. Then I had to jump on the computer. Then the computer camera started turning off all the time. And all we want to let you guys know is that it's fun to win, isn't it? We love winning. We love hearing those guys editing and checking out the books. Right? Bernie Sanders is running scared. All these people who have been sucking off this money rag for all these years, they're like flipping out, man. They're even rolling Nancy Pelosi out. First she was in her walker, and now she's out on the double canes, right? They do that to you so you don't want to go prosecute her because she's just an old, feeble old lady. Just let her be. We learned our lesson. No. And none of this stuff matters if there's no accountability. Do you guys get that? USAID blowed wide open. If they don't hold anybody accountable, I'm sorry, and lock them up, it all means nothing. So just look for that stuff because this feel-good stuff feels good. But man, we got to have.
Oh, they're asking about that room too.
We got to have it. Yeah. What about room 641A? Go look it up. I try to drop these little things on you guys so you guys can just go do your homework. Remember that time when Hillary Clinton was going to get busted really good? And all of a sudden this camper van parked out front of AT&T and then it blew up. Do you guys remember that? We get memory hold stuff so fast. Most people don't even remember that Trump had 2 fake assassinations on him, right? Like no one even talks about it anymore. Oh, here's a hug for you, Doug. Thanks, Thomas.
So Stacy WS, I think I'm told Celtic salt is better than Himalayan salt. It depends too. Celtic salt, people really like it. The thing with Himalayan salt, you don't know exactly. It's coming from 7,000 miles away, and you don't know exactly where it's coming through or the processes that it was done to it. So that's why I like to stay here in the United States at least. And I know mine comes from Utah. But a lot of people like the Celtic salt. I would have no problem with it. It does taste saltier than like the Redmond. I like the Redmond. It has a really nice kind of a more subtle, sweeter taste. So it depends on what you're cooking. I like to have, you can have lots of different kinds of salts.
Yeah, and that of course, we talk about, medicinal teas. And yeah, we talk about our conference that's coming up in May because it can help people move the needle on their life. Yeah, so we have to talk about that stuff. Otherwise, nobody knows. So if that rubs you the wrong way, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? He who has something to sell and only whispers in a well is not as apt to, make the dollar as he who stands and hollers. If we don't tell you guys that we have medicinal teas and 100% beeswax candles that we make ourselves and that our little family business is really cool, and we have friends helping us and the Amish helping us, and you would never know. And then you would never get that stuff, right? And if we didn't tell you about our Homesteading Life Conference, you wouldn't come to that and meet 2,000 people that are like-minded, and exchange phone numbers and live butcher animals and learn how to ferment live and ask questions and have direct access to all of our speakers and people that are presenting there, right? If we didn't tell you that, you wouldn't know. So we have to do that, and we have to do it every time, because not everybody watches every single video. So that's how it works over here. So yeah, we got shameless plugs, and there's no shame to it.
Okay, I want to keep talking a little bit about, remember I was talking about binders to clean the gut?
Yes.
So we talked about modified citrus pectin. I talked about bentonite clay. I talked about activated charcoal. Another one is shilajit. And I know a lot of people are hearing about that. We are going to have a talk at our conference about that.
Shilajit.
Shilajit. It's
Shilajit.
Shilajit. Shilajit. It's kind of like this oozy kind of black. It comes over like from Russia. And it chelates
Russia. Everything's Russia.
It chelates heavy metals. It helps to it can remove glyphosate, pesticides, herbicides, and it heals it from the gut. So you want to look into that too. You might want to look into that. And then there's another one called Enterus Gel, ENTERUS, Enterus Gel, and it binds mercury, lead, and aluminum. I know a lot of people have used it if you have chronic diarrhea or IBS with the D. So that's something else you might want to look into when you're looking up into your information and doing your studying on binders to help clean the gut. So those are options. And then I also want to kind of talk about some stuff that you guys might want to start, working on if you want to, which you might consider kind of an antibiotic type thing. A lot of people were talking on our live chat here, talking about, thyme and rosemary and oregano. They're very, very powerful. Oregano is wonderful. It's good for like skin and sinus infections. It's good for foot and nail funguses, your gut health, for candida. And it's also a great immune system support. So you can make your own oregano oil by getting some dried oregano. Growing oregano is so simple. So we're getting into spring soon, hopefully. And so you could start growing your oregano. It is a perennial. It'll come back year after year after year. Or if you buy some oregano, you could get a pound bag of it, and you can make some, oils out of it, and you can make tinctures out of it. An oil would be very simple to make. You just could get a pint-sized jar, maybe a third of it, put the dried oregano in there and put some olive oil over that, let it set for a couple weeks, and then strain it out, and you'll have an olive oil that, if you had a skin or something fungus, you could put it on your foot or your nails. And it could be something that you made your own, medicinal fungus cream,
Nothing, Dad. There's nothing wrong, Dad.
Or even you made that oil, you could even use that in a salad dressing or something, and that will help you internally as well. If you had candida with your immune system. And so, think about these certain things. And we also were talking about, you could even put something together. If you want to do rosemary, thyme, and oregano, you can make an oil like that, and then use that in your daily food, because it's a food and it's very healing and good for the body. So those are really powerful herbs that you can grow. Anybody can grow them. The thyme and oregano are really good perennials in the colder climates also. Rosemary, of course, you're going to see it in the little warmer climates that'll grow into great big bushes. But those are wonderful things. It's good for rosemary is great for your hair. So, look into that. Look into some oregano oil. Also, someone was talking earlier about Manuka honey. Manuka honey is another good one. It's great for your skin, and oral infections. So bed sores, they can use it for. Manuka honey can be used for
cuts, gouges.
Or people have acne, burns. It's great for skin. Even the higher the number on the Manuka, it's just incredible. Bad, stuff on your skin that's not healing. It's great on animals. I mean, I've used it.
I would
for
use
so many
the
things.
herbal stitches from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy first. I think that's
I'm talking about like open sores
know.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's another shameless plug.
But like the Manuka honey is also good for your immune system support. So it's also great. Like if you take it, you know, I've known people who have used the Manuka honey that had like one of those coughs, like a bronchitis cough that won't go away. And then they would kind of do that a few times a day. It's a thicker honey. It does have, I don't know when it say medicinal, kind of medicinal because it's from the Manuka. It's this kind of tree plant bush thing, similar to tea tree, and it's from New Zealand. It's very medicinal.
Yeah, you should see how they harvest that stuff. Watch a couple of YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with anything with the YouTube. So if you guys are complaining about the YouTubes, the ads, or whatever, I couldn't tell you. They updated their stuff. I couldn't use my phone. I could barely use this thing.
So maybe that's what they're doing now. They're putting ads.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this all happened this week, I guess. Apparently.
I take a little time off, and you know, the sky's falling again here. The colloidal silver is very good. It's no problem. We like colloidal silver. Just don't take too much of it. You will turn purple. No, don't bump me and don't say no.
You're wrong. It depends on what you're talking about.
I've seen the man turn purple. I've seen you turn a chicken purple here at this hotel.
Because it was the wrong kind. It's not. You're not quick. It's not. That's just because some people are taking too much or the wrong kind.
That's what I said. Don't take too much.
Yeah.
It's not just because you take it. It's because you take too much. The story is the Amish guy. This is a true story, y'all. The Amish guy's son or like nephew or something started learning about colloidal silver, right? So he was like, hey, man, colloidal silver is good. He started doing the sales pitch around the neighborhood, and everybody started going like, yeah, colloidal silver is good. So Pops started taking some colloidal silver. And so he was like, you know, I actually do feel pretty good when I take colloidal silver. So he took 2, and then he started taking 3, and then he took it every day and literally started turning purple. Now, this is no joke, right? So the first time I ever saw the guy, this is a good story time. First time I ever saw the guy, I was getting my horse shod. I rode over there to get my horse shod. I got a horse in the buggy and the whole 9. In case you're new here, we live by the Amish. We live just like the Amish, except for these lights that you see right now. This is our room where we have a little bit of solar, and it's powering our live stream tonight. And so I go clickety-clocking over there to get my horse shod, and there he was. First time I'd ever seen him. I heard all the stories about him, and there he was sitting there. So we started talking, and you know, it was like, wow, he was a soft shade of purple. Okay. Now later on, this is some years later, he ends up getting this big gouge in his leg. Right. So he has this gouge in his leg. They're trying to heal it. It's not healing. They're trying the Amish remedies. We try to tell them a couple things to do, but by this time it's pretty bad. So they decide they've had enough and they're going to take him down to the hospital. Right now, you guys, don't laugh too hard now. So they roll him into the hospital, the whole Amish family, right? They got the driver, they bring out the Amish guy, he's got the gouge in the leg, and the whole freaking emergency room people flip out. They see this guy and they start rushing on him and everything. They're grabbing him, pulling him away from the people he came with, like they're abusing him or something. They pull off the lady to the side, who is Lizzie, who's our good friend. And that was her people. And she was like, how long has he been this way? What's going on with you people? Why are you living? And she's like, what are you talking about? What's going on?
They didn't think he could breathe.
Yeah, they thought he was turning purple because he couldn't breathe. They were going to get them for abuse and everything. Oh, my word, y'all.
But he was, because I know the first time I saw him, I was like, you are right.
You will turn purple. Trust me when I tell you. I don't know what the kick under the table is for. Just don't take too much of it.
It depends on the kind.
I know, but you don't take too much of it. So that's my purple man Amish story. And then after that, we had a chicken, like a rooster, that was having some trouble. And Stacy was like giving it a little bit and stuff. And the poor little thing started turning the shade of purple. And
he was already bad. He was bad. That was a long time ago.
So seriously, but this stuff is good for you. But like all things, right? Everything is about moderation.
Yeah, for anything, you guys. I mean, I know some people, if you think something's good, you just keep doing it and doing it. You don't ever want to do anything too much, just a little thing. Just like in our food, adding some of these wonderful herbs that we're talking about in your diet is huge. And making, like I was talking, the oregano oil or rosemary oil or thyme oil into like a salad dressing, letting it set in some oil and then straining it and then adding a little maybe raw honey to it and some vinegar and make a wonderful salad dressing.
And dude, what's the colloidal silver we like? What do you like to get now?
Well, the colloidal silver that I like now, it's with structured water, and it's called Only, and it's a really gentle, wonderful one. It's ONLE, Only. It's a great company. If you get a hold of them, you can just say that we recommended them. But yeah, it's a really, really good company. Doug and I did like a little, like to help rebalance your gut. They have a like a little protocol you can do, and it's a really nice structure. So like sometimes if I would get let's say I was outside and the poop water from the chickens or something got in my eye, I'll get a dropper and put it in my eye. If you saw someone maybe that had, you know, pink eye, or this is just what we do, remember? I would, use that.
You can make your own too, y'all.
So yeah, but I really like the Only products. They use structured water, and the process is good. You can go online and look at all her stuff, and it's really wonderful. Okay. All right, so we talked about the Manuka honey a little bit.
Real quick too, because she probably won't mention it, but fasting. Okay, that's a great detox. Just fast. Don't feed yourself for as long as you can. Just stay on your liquid diet. Do the best you can. I was talking to somebody about fasting, and we were saying, I said 30 days, and you should have seen the look on her face. I said, well, just try as long as you can. Can you do 7 days? Oh, but just try to fast on periods, as long as you can.
Well, and what it is also, intermittent fasting is a great way to start, where you would, your last meal might be at 6 o'clock at night, and maybe you don't eat again until 11 or 12 the next day. That way, there's nothing going in the body. It has time to get rid of the waste, because if you keep eating and you're not pooping, then you're just going to back up, and that's toxic, because you need to make sure that your detoxification pathways are working, like you're sweating, you're pooping, you're peeing, all these things are really, really important. So definitely that really helps. Or maybe a day you're only going to do liquids. You're going to maybe do some chicken broth, or things like that. Or a lot of people do from Redmond, they do the Relight. They'll just drink all day. And the Relight, you're going to get a lot of these minerals. And, you get your bigger ones like your magnesium, your potassium, your calcium in there too. And then that way, that'll help you get through, because when you got those minerals, you can make it through a fast for a long time. So, and of course, like if you're a diabetic or anything, have to, check with your healthcare provider with all this, about fasting. But just intermittent fasting does people a lot of good. So it's huge what it can do for you.
And yeah, look up 641A, y'all. Just Google 641A, do a little research on that, check it out. We need to get rid of that Patriot Act. We need to get rid of this Homeland Security at the airports, y'all. Why do we got to get roughed up to fly around as American citizens when they can bust the illegals on the planes all day long with nobody? They just march them right past all the Americans standing in line, and then put them on the plane. What are we doing? Have we really been neutered this hardcore? Oh my gosh, y'all. So yeah, we need to get rid of this stuff. We need to get back to the days when you can fly, I'm almost ready to have them smoke cigarettes. And Dan, I've been driving the car and RV all day long.
Like 10 hours.
Like all day long, Dan. From Mississippi all the way here just so I can make the live show, Dan. Then I tried 5 times for the live show, Dan, with these new updates and this crazy. So yeah, I was a little fired up there, Dan. That's all, Dan. All right. And I don't know what's going on with these ads, y'all. Just bear with me and hit the skip sometimes, or, get some YouTube premium. I guess you could do that too.
And so I was talking about the garlic honey. Yeah, if you eat all the garlic, you can put more garlic in there and add a little bit more honey, and then you're going to have to still burp it for probably about a week. It won't be as powerful as when you first do it, and that's fine. Yeah. And you can also eat the honey, of course. Yeah,
pour it on your salad and everything.
Or just take a spoonful if you need to. But I like to do the garlic too.
We eat it all together.
So garlic, we're talking about also kind of natural type antibiotic kind of foods. So garlic is another good one. So we can talk about the garlic honey. Garlic is a great way. Or what we do every day when I make a salad, I crush like 3 cloves of garlic in my salad. and then I put the salad dressing over it, and then I mix it up, and then you can't even tell it's in there.
I'm kicking you under the
what-
table.
what-
Y'all, you better be careful out there getting honey.
Oh yeah.
We talked to a guy. We had a big meet and greet down there in Florida at this nice park, and we met, I don't know what it was, 75, 70 something beautiful people. It was amazing. And one of the guys works with these, beekeeper people, and it's disgusting the way they treat their hives.
Lots of chemicals.
Gasoline.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea when you buy your honey out there. When we say like get to know the person, like really try to like literally get to know them. Don't just read on there that it's local honey and oh yeah, this is great. You know what I mean? Like it's very shocking. If you guys really, there's videos out there if you want to actually see it. But if you actually knew what was going on in the food system, I don't even know if you'd be that excited.
Oh, there's lots of documentaries about all that
right.
stuff. You can find them if you want.
Right. So I don't want to mess that up for you, but just the honey we're finding out. I knew it was kind of bad, but it's probably even worse than I thought. It's kind of like USAID. It's probably pretty bad, but it's way worse than you probably thought. All right.
Oh, bless it. I knew a guy who was whipping his bees.
I have my own.
Oh my gosh, we saw. Have you guys ever heard of whipped avocado?
Oh yeah, that was.
It was just gross looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, whipping it. They must have put. I told him they have to put like an oil or something in it, and then put it in like this thing that shoots it out like whipped cream. And
The longer
avocado.
you ferment the garlic and honey, the better it is, and it'll get black and it'll get really yippy. But you want to use it too, right? Like y'all, don't let this stuff sit around. When you buy a sun oven, don't leave it sitting in the. Here's a perfect example. I hadn't checked the apps. I'm trying to take a little time off, spend a little time with the love of my life. You know what I'm saying? Get a little sunshine down in Florida. And I come back to the new app and it's all a mess. I can't do it. And I got to learn how to do it and everything, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. You got to stay fresh on this stuff. Otherwise, you're going to get caught flat-footed. And don't get caught up in all these wins, man. It's so fun winning, isn't it? Every day you're waking up and you're like, I wanted that to happen and that should happen. And that we knew that was fraud. But we got to have accountability.
No,
That's
Maria,
what I'm talking about.
Maria keeps wanting to know about my watch. I don't have a new watch, Maria. It's like ancient and old. I just get it at Walmart.
So she wears the Walmart plastic watch.
I've gotten the same watch
Yep.
for probably the past 25 years. It's the same black watch.
Yep. Digital watch.
It's just a cheapy watch.
Yep.
And
with a
battery. And a battery, it lasts forever. And when the battery dies, I usually have an extra one on standby, but it's like $10. And it's been $10 for 25 years. I love it. I can go swimming in it. I can do anything in it. I can sweat in it. It's like the best watch.
And do not wear Fitbit watches, y'all. Don't do it. Don't become the body of things. Don't hold your phone. You don't see us holding our phone. She's got to stand for her phone. My phones are down here on the table. Don't hold your phone. Don't do it. Okay. All right. Fermented garlic and fire cider keep me from getting the flu, and the grandson and granddaughter had. I was the only one down.
36 hours while they were sick for 5 days. So just know a lot of these home type remedies that people are talking about and we're talking about too. You need to start doing them early. And you got to do them a few times a day. You don't just do it once. You have to do it a few times a day. So
yeah, I know, man. With the way they're blotting out the sun, they tell you guys, isn't this amazing? They tell you to your face they're blotting out the sun. You can actually go up and look this stuff up, blotting out the sun, aerosol injections. And if you want to go hardcore, you can look up chemtrailing, right? But if you look up all that stuff, it's all over the place. There's actually no denying it. And then I have my own eyeballs. I can see what's going on with my own eyeballs. And a lot of people say they smell it, taste it, get sick from it. And there's still people that don't believe it, right? Like there are people, like somebody was just talking about me the other day because they were talking about how they really don't believe about the spraying. Okay. And somebody was like, blah, blah, Doug and Stacy. And they were like, ha, ha, ha. I believe in cloud seeding, but I don't believe in they're spraying the clouds. I'm like, do you think they're dropping seeds up there? Is that cloud seeding? I mean, they're spraying magnesium, aluminum, barium, not magnesium, but you know what I'm saying? Aluminum, barium, strontium, all these chemicals up there. Okay. They're lighting off flares. So it's all wordsmithing. It's all wordsmithing.
So Millie wants to know, can you eat sardines or tuna every day? I would not touch tuna at all because it's very high in mercury. If you're going to eat it once in a while, okay. I mean, I like to have like tuna fish salad, every once in a while. The tuna fish that is the lowest in the mercury is called, if you can find it, it's called skipjack. Skipjack tuna. And that would be the one that I get, and it's the one that is the lowest in the mercury. And then sardines, 2 to 3 times a day, or not a day, 2 or 3 times a week, you'll be fine too. But I mean, you could probably, sardines are smaller. It's a smaller fish, so they're not going to collect as much. But the tuna is a bigger fish, and generally they do have a lot more in it. Okay. I want to keep talking a little bit more.
Yeah, we're going to do some more
I'm
detoxing.
talk, well, not detoxing. I'm just talking about natural antibiotics, because I was just talking earlier about the binders to help with the gut, so they can all look into that. But another one I want you guys to look into is black seed oil. One thing I think is cool about the black seed oil, it does help to kill antibiotic resistant type bugs, which is huge. And it also is an immune system boost. So like for me, I have some black seed oil and I do a few things with it. Like, if I even put like a half of a teaspoon in my mouth and I kind of oil pull for like a minute or so, and then I swallow it. And that kind of gives you like your immune system. Like if I think I'm needing it, if I'm run down or if I need something like that. Or the other thing is if I need something topically, for the skin, it's really good. So that's one you can do your research on black seed oil. Just do your research on all the stuff that I'm talking about. Another one that everyone knows about is turmeric. Turmeric is, a great anti-inflammatory. It also kills antibiotic resistant type bugs. It's the same thing. And it's an immune system booster. So and make sure you're getting, organic turmeric also, and you're getting it from a good source. I do like, generally a lot of the stuff we're talking about, like the activated charcoal and things like that. Iodine. I like the iodine from this company too, Detoxidine. It's from Global Healing. He has really good, clean products. So you can look at some of the stuff he's got there. But turmeric is also wonderful, adding it to your diet. If you want to cut some up, put it in a stir fry. Those are great. Ginger, turmeric, all those. And then we were talking about like the honey, even also making the fermented garlic honey. You could do fermented turmeric honey, where you could even do that if you need a little boost for your immune system when you're feeling like you're getting sick. You could do that, as well as look at echinacea. So what I think is cool about echinacea is throughout the last part of like the 19th century and the beginning part of the 20th century, that was the preferred thing for infections. That's what everyone did, was echinacea. So people grow echinacea. You can buy it, in the stores. You can get tinctures. But, making a tea is amazing. You can go to the store and get, echinacea type tea. I know most of the stores, there's Traditional Medicinals. That's the brand, Traditional Medicinals. They have a echinacea tea. But if you grow your own, it's so simple. It's a beautiful purple flower, like a purple cone flower, and you can make your own. So you guys can do a lot of this stuff on your own. So look into echinacea if you're wanting to learn more about, helping with your immune system and what it can do. Doing some of these things like we talked, your oregano and growing some thyme, rosemary. Look into the black seed oil. Look into the
bentonite clay.
Oh, let's talk about cinnamon.
The right kind. You got to tell them.
Yeah, well, Ceylon cinnamon is the one I like. There's something in it called coumarin, and if you do too much, it's not the best for your kidneys. So I like the Ceylon cinnamon. It's spelled Ceylon. It's great. But then regular cassia cinnamon is the one most people have. So with the cassia cinnamon, they're good for fungal infections or fungus for your plants. So if you did like got the cassia cinnamon, you can make like a paste or just sprinkle it around your plants if there's kind of a fungus on them, and it works really well. Cinnamon does. But it helps with candida or athlete's foot. You could even put some cinnamon in some warm water and soak your feet in them. You know what I mean? That's a simple kind of thing that you could do. It's also a good immune system boost, just sprinkling a little bit on there. But you can do, there's cinnamon extract or cinnamon essential oils. that you could use for some of these things. So look into cinnamon for some of these things like we're talking about with fungal infections or helping with your immune system, or even, you know, if you're having candida, or soaking your feet in, you know, if you have athlete's foot or something, if you had even the essential oil, just put a couple drops in the water and soak your feet in it. So these are some simple things that you can do. Okay.
So what we're talking about, in case you just got here, is like detoxing and getting your body ready, right? And just being ready for whatever comes your way, man. Like they're unpeeling all these onions, and it's going to make you cry sooner or later. Okay, when you disrupt this, when you just must disrupt the money train, you got Bernie Sanders. You know they're going to wake up the useful idiots. They already got the Mexicans and stuff out there burning American flags and saying "Leave us alone" over there on the roads in California, blocking traffic, right? So just like I was telling you guys earlier this year, like every day, like you guys are going to get, you know, something new is going to be happening and going down every day. A lot of this stuff, though, I'll just tell you guys, right? It's psychological warfare, okay? And right now they have to move your mind, right? They're moving your mind one thing at a time, one slash at a time, you know, constantly bombarding it so you can't react. By the time you start wrapping your head around it, they hit you with another thing. Haven't you noticed that? This is all psychological. Can't shake my cough and my phlegm in my chest. Joe, get yourself some onions and cut them up. Put them on your chest, or tell them, put them on your chest.
Yeah, really good one. Just onions are good for breaking up mucus. This is just a great old time remedy. And people, they're like, oh, I don't want to do this, but it works really well. You just can cut up an onion in a little pan and put maybe a tablespoon or two of water in there. And the water will evaporate, and then the onions will get kind of soft. Don't burn them or anything. And then just take them off and let it cool.
You're just going to kind of cook them and caramelize them a little bit.
Yeah, but don't let them get like too brown or anything. Yeah. And then you can just put a little oil on your chest if you have olive oil or coconut oil. And then you can just set it on your chest. And then you could put a towel, like a washcloth towel over it. And if you just want to lay there and watch a movie for a couple hours and then just take it off, okay, that's fine.
Perfect.
But best if you could sleep in it overnight.
Yeah,
so if you could put it on, you could put on a tight shirt or wrap it like an ace bandage around you and go to sleep and keep it on your chest. That's like an onion poultice, and it's just amazing what it can do and how well people feel helping breaking the mucus up, because it is a mucus breaker-upper. So
also,
I love
we get our mullein tea.
Yeah, and the mullein tea works very well also. It's very good for mucus and for the respiratory system is the mullein tea, and we have that at the Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy.com.
Sure enough.
Okay.
Mullein tea, y'all. It's wild, crafted, hand-picked. I gotta move this over this way some.
Where are we? Oh, we're moving over?
No, just a little.
We're moving over.
Just a little.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get some power here so we can stay. We're staying all night. It's a 12 o'clock midnight show tonight. I don't know if we're gonna do it. How did I do this before?
So Heather's saying onion pulls out infections like tea and potatoes.
Yes, it's a drawer.
But onions it's great at breaking up mucus. Yep. So come back. Where are you? Yeah, and potatoes is good for like soft tissue things. So if you had inflammation like in your knee or something, putting a potato on there, you can slice a potato and put it on there. That's good for like soft tissue type problems. So that's good for the potato is. Yeah, Tiffany says mullein is the best. You can even smoke it.
I don't know nothing about that, but you can. I heard about it.
Yeah, Junie says a steam inhalation, the pot with rosemary, warm water, and a towel around your head. Like, so all those herbs are incredible. So, you know, we were talking about making oils and things. You can put those herbs in some steaming water, pour it in there, put a towel over your head, and then just breathe all that stuff in. I mean, there's so many things that we have at our disposal that are so wonderful. Because rosemary is very powerful, oregano is very powerful, thyme is very powerful. But yeah, rosemary, and it's like I say, it's great for your hair, helping with your scalp, the hair growth, the dandruff. Everything.
I thought I was going to be able to plug you guys in, but I'm not. So too bad, so sad. This is a USB port. I need to put that into an electric outlet. Y'all, trust me, You're winning way too much. Now they got these fake lawyers and judges trying to stop the momentum here. They can't do it because actually President Trump is in full, cooperation with his duties as president and the different branches and stuff, right? So they won't be able to stop it. But as they dismantle this, it is going to cause you some grief, okay? And they are going to send out the marchers and the rioters and the burners like they did last time. You guys remember the play, don't you? Now they're talking about the bird flu. How come the ducks don't get it and the geese don't get it? How come it's only the chickens that give us food? How come the chickens are so much money at the store right now? Eggs are so expensive.
So Dawn says, have I used frankincense for arthritis? Dawn, frankincense is like my favorite essential oil. I use it for like everything. If you have anything on you, if have like a crazy spot or an age spot or something that itches or anything, frankincense is great for like so many wonderful things. So I love frankincense oil.
Wanda finally found us, Wanda Rice. We tried 5 times tonight for this live show. Thanks for showing up. We really appreciate it. And all we're trying to do is teach you guys how to detox, let you know not to get, too comfortable. And prepare for what's coming. I got this neat video coming up. I had to get this little power stick here, but I don't know how to turn it on yet. I have to do some research here on this thing, I guess. Maybe the batteries are shot. All right.
What does the mullein tea taste like? It tastes like mullein tea.
Tastes like chicken.
Actually, it has a really nice flavor.
All right, there's the link right there, you guys. All of our teas are in stock. All of our teas are, organic, and they're, good for you. They're medicinal. You can get those teas. You drink these, teas and health and nutrition have been around for thousands of years. Thousands of years. We also have our herbal stitches in case you get a cut on your hand. If you're messing with knives or something, you get a nice slash. The one guy was at the thing, wasn't he? And he had a big orange Band-Aid on his finger. He said he had just done something and whacked his finger real good and put the stitches on there. It was the only thing that stopped it. That was the pop-up homestead. Wasn't it?
I don't remember who it was, but someone was there.
Yeah.
Use it.
And they cut their hand to put the Doug and Stacy's the herbal stitches on there. Do you think we can get around the chicken ban with quail? Yes. They don't have ever bans on quail. Quail are excellent. They're little and they're good to have at the homestead. We knew people who actually in Hawaii had banned chickens and they grew the quail. So, yeah, it's a great workaround.
Yeah, Brian and Brenda Hawk said chickens can get sick with colds. Yeah, they get colds.
Yeah, they get colds.
And just like anything else, like if you have one that you might see kind of sneezing or whatever, you're going to move it out of the main flock. And then I'm going to boost my immune system of my other ones.
There's no such thing as immune system.
So I'm just going to put a little bit of, apple cider vinegar. I'll crush a few cloves of garlic, put it in their water. You know what I mean? And just watch them. And makes a huge difference. I mean, it's so sad how they're culling all these chickens for.
They're doing that they're taking the food supply away from you. Any fool can see it. Come on now. The lady just got marched out of her office. Some Oriental lady. She wouldn't leave. She was like, "No, I'm not leaving." And they're like, "No, you're being asked to leave. You're going to leave." And they had to escort her out of there. And she's not the main person in charge of the place, right? But she knows what's up. They're straight up killing those chickens because that's your food supply. And we've already done videos about it. It helps fight against the spike protein. That was like common knowledge. And that's why they started going after the eggs really hardcore.
Yeah, and Sean says the red pepper flakes for your